because none of us would ever be here if it wasn't for him. So guys, help me bring up Bruce Caulk! I couldn't get him to shut up, Bruce.
Awesome job, guys.
I know. That's why Christian, stay. If you want, I can go.
No.
How's those?
Let's go.
Bruce said no.
No, he can stay. I can go. No? Okay, good.
No.
He can talk to the team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, locker room.
Exactly.
This guy. Yes. Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Bruce.
Wow. Let's go.
But the people that go on to do exceptional things take all those things and they customize it to them. They do all the same. And then they are absolutely maniacs on a mission until they get the job done. And even after they get the job done, they continue. And guess what? There are 1,000 more millionaires than there are people that made $1 million. Remember that. So you said, I don't know if I'll make $1 million. Maybe not. But you better save $1 million. You better have $1 million more in cash in your life just because you walked in the door and applied what we do. You, in that chair, no matter what your scenario is, can walk out this door, no matter how you started or what you're doing, and you can get FI.
Amen.
The business was built on helping people get financially independent. We build the business to do it faster, bigger. When they walk in the door, do they put a game plan together for their life? And then they start at $100 a month or $50 a month, and they go to work and they work their regular jobs and they take care of their family, but they keep putting that money away. I know personally so many people that we've helped become millionaires that never did maybe more than $5,000 or $10,000 in a month, maybe $1,000, did some part-time. So they come in without any primary, just taking the basis of what we do. That's why you should be fearless about that part of this business. Really, you might have fear about you. Welcome to the human race. Okay, you may be scared about your ability. I got it. By the way, you have enough. Now, I'm not telling you to pump you up because that pumping you up is not going to make you, but you are enough. You already have the things inside of you to win. The question will be, are you going to carve it out? That's the question. Imagine you're a block of stone. It's not me inventing this. It's a block of stone. If Michelangelo is doing the David, right? Did he invent the David? You know the David statue, right? What did he do? He chipped away at a stone until the David was there. He saw the David in the stone. He saw it. But he had to chip away at what wasn't good to get to the David, which is a masterpiece. That's your business. And you say, well, can somebody chip it away for me? No. No, that's not how it works. It's your job to chip it away. Could you chip slow? Does it feel like, do you think, after chipping for years on that stone, do you think Michelangelo, his hands were worn out, do you think he thought, this is hard? But he kept going. Why? Why? Because the picture in his mind. He saw the Michelangelo before it was shown to anybody else. There's magic in that for you. Now, common denominator of everybody makes $1 million. Different systems, securities, mutual funds, all those things. You know the common denominator? The absolute one that I can guarantee you. They think differently than you. Not better, but it probably is, but it's differently. Because you come to these things and you get these tidbits. I mean, I'm a product of 40 plus years of school. I always got something from somebody who's kicking ass. And especially kicking my ass. Always. I love being around people that were better than me. Because it gave me hope that what they were doing, it wasn't magical. They weren't a 7-foot center in the NBA, and I can't be that. They weren't, a quarterback in the NFL. They were people that did exactly what I have to do, and they did it. Oh, God, that's freedom. It's awesome. Why does that happen? That's the important thing. Why do you think that happens? When those folks go through it, and they do, they have figured out in their brain how to, well, first of all, you set a goal is usually more than what you used to do. Is that true? That's why it's called a goal. And that means you've never done it before. Fair? I'm talking about any goal you set that's a goal. And would you agree, the bigger the goal, the more you haven't done it before? And so then you beat yourself up when you miss it because why didn't I do? Are you kidding me? If all we have to do is get people to write goals down, and they did them, that's easy. That's a step, but that's easy. That's the easiest. So what if somebody doesn't write a goal? They have no chance. Because they can't even get it on paper from their mind. Right? So that's okay. That's them. That's all of them. But what happens when you set a goal that's bigger than what you've done, I don't care who you are, it creates fear. I don't care who you are. I'm not scared of it. You're scared. You're scared. Because, now, you don't necessarily say I'm scared. You don't shake it, but it creates fear. Why? Because it's the unknown. Would you agree with me on that? Okay. So it's fear. It's the unknown. You can't figure it out. Okay. And what people fail to do is they take their, listen, I've been doing this a lot of years. I promise you, I guarantee you, put a gun in my head. Tell me. When they write those goals down higher, they take the same person into those goals that never did. Who's that person? You. Okay? And you wonder, why can't I hit them? Because it's the same person that's taking those goals into a new place, and you think, well, I write goals and we did all this. The goals are part of it to do it, but that's not why they did all that. It's because they changed the person. Your programming before Primerica sucked, most of it. Never did a goal set, never heard of the word. I had no role models like everybody else. So what blew me away is when I got here, they seem to have a system that people that came from where I came from and looked like I looked like and didn't come from up here, that there's a system where the people that did what was required and did the systems and worked their butts off, all that, they won. But the difference was, and I got this early. I got it from other part of my life, not primary, but I got it. The picture in your mind of what you're going for has to change before you're going to hit your goal. And it's very hard to do because why? You programmed it. By the way, you can't erase the thoughts you have. Let me help you with that. Why? Because it's your thoughts. So if you can't erase it, you say, Bruce, I'm going to fail. No. What you have to do is you have to overwrite it. Overwrite the programming in your brain. Which is hard to do because it's what? Programming. It sounds easy. That's not why you're failing. You're failing because you're saying, I'm taking the old me and trying to create a new me. You hear what I just said? Is that fact? You think that's fair? Yeah. It's fair, right? Oh, it took you how old you are, how long you've been on this earth to build your set of beliefs. And they're limiting. Why? Because most people aren't living the life they want to live. Agree? And then we go to Primerica and say, you live all these lives, and that's all true, blah, blah, blah. But I still got my brain in here. So if you know that to be true and you have to rewrite that, you've got to start off and start to build some anchors that are different. For example, me, I decided to say, okay, failure is part of growth. Only if you grow. If you don't grow, failure is part of more failure. And so the answer is, for me, was old me, meet the new me. Because that's what you're doing in your brain. You're creating not a different person, but a different set of programming for the person that you are, which gives you a chance to do unbelievable things. So, old me meet the new me. You are enough. I want to tell you this. You are enough. It's not preaching. It's not. I'm not talking religion. I'm just saying you are enough. You're going to take all that information, but if you take it into the same programming, what happens? Failure. I tried what they said, no, but you tried it with the old me was trying to change something without changing old me. I was trying to change a new presentation, but the old me was still doing the presentation. And it sounds great, it looks great, you figure it out, but you fail. You ever realize in the gym, it doesn't care if you have a bad time. Those 50-pound weights, those 500-pound weights, whatever you're listing, they don't give a crap. Either you lift them or you don't. Right? Would you agree? And I learned in the gym that if you want to get stronger, hang around stronger people. If you want to get in better shape, hang around people in better shape. That's how it works. It was very obvious to me.
So how do you eliminate that old program?
You don't. You overwrite. You have to put new in. Okay, literally, you have to put new in. So if I have bad programming, the very first thing you have to be aware of, not just, yeah, I've had bad programming my whole life, that's why. No. You have to be aware immediately and become very conscious of your conscious thinking. Okay? Because what's running you is your unconscious, which is based on all your previous thinking. Because all that conscious thinking seeps in the unconscious, and your unconscious mind is more powerful than your conscious mind.
Yeah.
You think it's not. And the people that fix that become giants in our business, or great, or have. That's the first step, is understanding that that's the first step. I don't care. Yeah, I know. I think what I think. No, you think what somebody else has told you to think. Honestly. And then some of those things, you continue to believe those things, so you think that, but you think it's your thoughts. My hope for you in your life is that you break out of that and say, no, I'm gonna control my thoughts. And I'm gonna analyze my thoughts. And when I say something because now I'm thinking about it, because it's not automatic, right? Now that I'm actually thinking about it, by the way, if you're negative, you're always negative. If you beat yourself up, you always beat yourself up. You didn't need Primerica to do that. They just give you a bigger hammer. You know how to use the hammer. Is this overnight? No. No. This is the process. Primerica is a tool. It is an awesome tool. The systems, the people, the experiences, the examples, the folks coming up out of town never override you. It's awesome. But you are the tool user. And if you don't think that's true, you will fail. I'm helping you. I don't want you to fail, but I can't help you win like that. Guess what? Because whose 6 inches is in your head? Yours. It's yours. This all comes to setting goals. It's a perfect time because about this time of the month in January, people are already slipping. And when they start slipping, they start saying, I always do it. Okay, that's your what? Old you. What kind of programming? Old programming, layered and layered, subconsciously, which is now creeping out into the what? I can't do anything about that. That is so wrong. Of course you can. You have to be aware of it. Have people overcome amazing things, terrible things in life, and you go, how in the world? Look at Christian. You know, he's had a tough last year. And, you know, so Christian, all the thinking and working on yourself and all that has a tremendous amount to do with the guy that can sit here after coming back from Sloan Kettering for his next appointment to see if the cancer is it. Are you kidding me? And he can do that? Would you agree? I would just say probably, he has maybe at this point right now some things on his mind.
Yeah, big time.
Who's in the front row? Who's talking? Who's listening? Who's asking questions? If you didn't know that, you wouldn't know that. You said, well, that's his thinking. It might be layered with faith. It might be layered, but that was learned at Primerica. Because why? Not because of Primerica, because of understanding that what you think about is the most important thing to change your override your program. Now, it is not, let me tell you something. This is big. Okay, this is not little. This is not, well, I'm just going to work on my thinking. Forget it. You're out. This will be one of the most monumental things that you have to do for you, to you, for you. I'm just telling you, it is a mountain. You can climb it, you're good enough. Everything you need already exists within you. Okay? I don't care if you believe in faith, God, spiritual, universal. I'm just telling you, everything you need is already in there. It's your ability now to dig deep and begin to tap it. Because no one can tap it for you. We can help you, we can show you, but it's your, whose head's in whose head? Yours. Who's all the thoughts in your head? Yours. Okay, welcome to the human race. This is where the programming begins. Little drops. I started to talk to 3 people. Pick us something you said. I'm going to go to the gym. Just didn't feel like it. I don't care what you're thinking about. Because once you turn this muscle on, it becomes very strong in everything. It's not just about primary. It's about everything. Christian's a perfect example of that. It's about everything because you understand what's really running you and you're determining who that person is. You don't attract what you are, who you want, or need. You don't attract what you want and need, you attract who you are. So if you're not attracting, guess what? Listen, this sounds stupid to you, but I heard this from Hector Mark 30 years ago. And he goes, we're sitting at a thing in his Malibu house, and he goes, I said, Hector, he goes, you just got to raise your vibration. Your personal inner vibration. I thought that was kind of like new wave, kind of, California, maybe that's how they do it. Maybe that's what they did in their meeting. Maybe they had a vibration meeting. I'm not sure what. But as we talked about, he goes, everybody puts out energy. And if you're always self-doubting, you're always wondering about you, and it's your energy that people pick up. Literally. And it doesn't come from your head, it's from your heart. They've measured stuff in resonance machines, and energy in your body comes from your chest. It's different than your brain. Have you met people that they just seem to, they just are clear. And you're around like, wow, they got something. That wasn't just, they weren't born with that something. Somehow they got that something. They understand the power. You're enough. Everything you need is already existing. When you have an acorn, what is already ready in that acorn? To be an oak tree. How big? Huge oak tree. Everything's there. What does it need? Water and sunlight. Energy. Yeah, energy, right? It's water and sunlight. And the more it gets it, and something doesn't mess it up because the little acorn can't move itself, so hopefully it's in the right spot, and all of a sudden the tree, and where'd that come from? An acorn. That is you. But if you're not watering you, and you're not getting the sunlight in the right, that acorn in you can't grow to the tree. So I'm going to have 9-day plans. Let me help you something. That's great. But most people don't hit their 9-day plans. You know why? They don't hit their daily plans. They don't hit their daily. They don't hit their weekly. Now you might say, how's your 9-day plan going? I'm pretty good. I said, show me a calendar. If you're not anywhere near on the route to be a 90-day plan, guess what I know? Love you, but you're not going to make it. You're not hitting it. Why? Because I don't like you? No, I'm trying to wake you up. You're not going to make it. Now decide. Choose it now. And then if you're 9 days in, then guess what? You might have to start your 90-day plan again. Because it's not 90 days. It's 90 days you on you. Not beating yourself up. Not what's wrong with me. And then you need the sunlight and the water, which is what? Where you're putting your head, who you're around, all the things that I knew already from the gym. Not the primary. You got the plan. You got the 90-day plan. Hopefully, you got on paper. If you don't, I can't help you because I don't know where to go with that. What you say? Old me. Meet the new me. I'm serious. You have to say that verbally. Old me. Meet the new me. You know how many times I've said that in my life? 1,000. Because I fell down just like everybody else. I got my butt kicked like everybody else. And the second, if you're not on it, you start to feel sorry, or you start to believe you can't. And all these creeping doubts go back to what programming? The old program. And now you feel, by the way, I tell you, you feel very comfortable with the old program. Yeah. Because it's yours. Old program doesn't require anything. It doesn't require you to change anything. It requires you to be the same. Because because I want you to leave here and take what brilliant information you got and actually begin to apply it, but apply it with a compounding effect. It's not a meeting. A meeting doesn't change your life. A meeting is a spark to changing your life. That's the greatest meeting ever. Okay? I always ask people, so what'd you do a week after the meeting? Oh, about what I did. So it wasn't the greatest meeting ever. It was just another meeting that your old program took over the second that meeting was over. And that's okay, because that's what happens. So, only meeting him, and then you're aware. You have to be aware of this. And you really have to think about when you have failure or you screw up or something's going on, what immediately are you saying to yourself? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, really saying to yourself. Because people say, I don't think about anything. Then you built a system to not think about getting better. The mind is amazing what it can do. So, my life, all I'm talking about is just changing your entire life forever. In every aspect of your life. Primerica just has to be a very visual vehicle for that. Studies, and they said it takes 21 days to do what?
Create a habit.
Create a habit, okay? Let me help you. It's deeper. True. It takes 21 days to create a new habit. But it's 21 days of continuously doing the habit. So what happens when on the 15th day you don't do it? You start over for 21 days again.
Yeah.
Because you can't cheat your mind. You can't head fake this thing. It takes 21 days of literally the same thing to begin those overwriting the other program. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Just the mind. You don't have to argue this. It's just the mind. You don't got one. So if that's true in this 21 days and you start your goals, I heard the first time I heard it was 21 days. And then I realized on the 15th day or 17th day I didn't do it. And then it was like, I went back ready and goes, continuous days, which means start from ever again. And I got so mad. I had 15 days into that thing, man. It wasn't easy. And now I got to start over. And yes, Bruce, that's right. Why? Only me to know me. That's okay. And these are massive things. But here's the thing. What's massive is when you tell yourself you're going to do something, that you actually do it or keep fighting to do it. Because the second you don't do that, you just programmed your mind backwards. It's dangerous. Really dangerous. Maybe the dream's not big enough. Maybe they don't want to do something in life. I don't. Well, the desire's not. All that could be true. I just know. I'm talking about the mechanics of your brain. I don't have to worry about your 9-day plan, though it's great to have one. I don't care about your 6-month plan. You know what I care about? Today's plan.
Yep.
What did you do today towards that thing that was true? Not fake, not I want to tell everybody I did. I want to explain to everybody I did. I want to tell people how good I did today. That means nothing. The only person you are convincing is who? You. That's the only one. Because when you do that, and you start to do it over and over, you become a magnet. Literally for people. It's weird. People feel it. You're different. Have you met people that are different? You're like, what's different about them? Their mind is so tight in a good way. It's so locked in a good way. You listen to leaders talk of all kinds of things, and they're talking, you're like, wow, that person has hit me like in my gut. The words are okay, but it's the delivery of a person who's done it. And you don't have to be perfect at it. You can suck at it. It's okay to suck at it. You just can't stay sucking at it. Right? So when you leave here tomorrow and all that, listen, guys, certain things I know in my bones, I know what I'm saying this way. And I know you can find all that, but you begin with little things. Like you said yourself. Think about what would be a little thing that just not for tell your team, for you. What would be a little thing? Anybody do it? You guys know. I'd like you to work on having the greatest day of your life. If you can't do that, have a great hour. Start small. Do it. The weights, you don't go to the gym and bench press 500 pounds. You put, what do you put on weight? 2.5 pounds. Maybe you don't have to put, maybe it's the bar. Maybe then you put 2.5 pounds, and you put 5 pounds, and you put 10 pounds, and you put 2.5, 12.5. Guess what? Eventually you're going to be doing. If you keep doing that, and you'll be doing more than most people ever walk in the gym. Right? Because it's incremental. That's what this is. And you do it. Little things. This is not, it's massive, but it all comes down to little things. Okay.
So we started out doing push-ups together. That's how it started.
We started out doing push-ups together. We couldn't get recognized for anything else, so we just did push-ups. I'm not kidding. Larry Whitedale, we go on a stage, in Larry Whitedale's stage, in Greensboro, North Carolina, and one of us get recognized for something. I don't know, we fell through some hole. I guess we tried to figure out something, right? We tried, and all of us get up and do push-ups. And that little, it's so stupid, right? But that little seed, guess what everybody wants, including the women. They'd get on there, they'd do it on their arms, okay? Why? Because it made us feel special and unique. And from a little seed like that, pride, I think culture, right? That's exactly what, that was the craziest looking culture. That's what we had. So you take the culture you got. Man. So from acorns grow oaks, man.
Is not made under pressure. It's displayed. Okay, let me help you with that. That's a fact. It's not made under pressure. It's displayed. The more under pressure somebody is, the more you see the true nature of what's going on inside.
Wow.
Because when everything's good, everybody's good. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yep.
But you see people stress out, freak out. Pressure creates that. In wartime, it's death. Right? It's like you gotta be on it, and that's death. Like, it could be immediate, but it's pressure. The greatest pro players, if you ever saw anything, played really good under pressure. They had talent, but a lot of talent does not play good under pressure. So yesterday, and we went to dinner after our full-timers meeting, I asked Christian, because I'm a curious person, just like Christian is. I ask questions. I want to learn. I have empathy for everyone, right? And sympathy and empathy are a little different. Empathy says, I know what you're going through. Primerica says, tough. I know it. I've been there. Sympathy is when you say, I have not been through what you've been through, and I can't even imagine, and I sympathize for what you're doing. So every one of you have complete empathy from me in Primerica. I know what it's like to go through it. I understand. It's tough. You don't want to quit. All the things. But you don't want my sympathy in Primerica. You don't want to say, oh, poor baby. I know you had a tough day. I know your car. I know. I'm so sorry for you. Why don't you just hold hands and sing Kumbaya? You don't need that from a coach.
Right.
What you want to say, I've been there, you've been there, I got it, let's keep trucking. But then there's things in life and sympathy. When you say, I don't know. So yesterday, I'm sitting in the Christian, I came in last night, or yesterday, and Henry and Vivian were doing an amazing job, and Christian was sitting in the front row. Now, I promise you, there's not a person in this room, and you will not raise your hand for this. Say, who else? Had gone through the crap in all areas like Christian. Serious stuff. Health, serious things. That for most people they would what? Crumble.
Mm-hmm.
Rightfully so.
Right.
Take them out. They couldn't make it. All like in the last 24, 48 hours. How do you get all those people talking about your kids and all that? This is how. He's in the front row. He's taking notes. It's a meeting for his team and their group and their leadership. And that dude is on fire. Firing at Henry. Just asking questions, the questions thing, right? It was like, this, boo, 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 boo. And I've seen it a million times, so it was like a machine gun. Henry, what the hell? I got my slides, okay? I'm going to get to it. It's like, okay, I got it. That's called intensity, by the way. And that's called wanting to do an amazing job for people, by the way. So that's just what it is. But, so he sits there, and we went to dinner, and I was I would say awe. I was so admired, Christian, for how he handles the situation he was in. It was powerful. It was awesome. You know people have it. But when they display it under the most intense scenarios, wow. And so I asked him. I said, Christian, you're in the meeting. I mean, I know 3 people, 5 people in my hand, anywhere that would have gone through what you did, been where you've been to. He could have said, easily said, hey, I'm a little off. I'll catch you guys this evening. I'll see you at the house. All that would have been easy. And we had all said, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I get it. But he wouldn't have been. And this is for you guys, for your people in this room. I said, Christian, what made, I love to hear what drives people. Because it's all different, but it gives you courage. You said, that's a drive. As a Christian, what made you show up? What made you look and sit in that meeting and after this and coming back and all the tests you've been doing and all that and, knock on wood, all is good. But I mean, all that stuff, which is super pressure because you don't know, it's unknown. And he said, paraphrasing, but he said, I have a love for my people in this business. I have a love. I want to give. I want to pour into people. Now, there could have been a million other things he said, but when he said that is what? That's his purpose. He has a purpose to give to people. And you are the people besides his family and friends.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
Just like Glenn didn't have to fly in, Christian David absolutely would have made the exact same amount of money he made this month and the next 5 months if he was late to that meeting. But he didn't. Because character's not made under pressure, it's displayed. And I love that. And I mean, we got to go back. We've seen a lot of things. We've done a lot, But I was like, wow, that is amazing. I was proud. I was proud of Christian. Not that he needs to be proud of me. I was proud because I was proud he's my friend. But that was a step up. Because I know on 3 people, maybe, and all the studs I know, all the players that would have done that. And that's because he wants to be somebody and he's done it and he wants to help everybody around him move on. That is awesome. Give that a hand, man. That's where, that's why. But focus on the number and then build around to get the number. It's just like Primerica. The numbers never lie. The numbers will set you free. The numbers will make you brave. Because once you know the numbers, if you don't know Primerica's numbers, you're weak. And you think, and it makes you feel weird about you. And not everybody, show me the numbers. If you have a question and you don't know the numbers, learn the numbers and you won't have the question anymore.
Wow.
Because the numbers will set you free. People can be a little strange, right? I mean, they can come and go and do it. Advice, one thing I did really well besides showing up is I really learned the numbers. So they said, you got to hire this many people. Why? Because if you hire this many people, you get this. And if you get this, you get this. And if you get this, they come out of it. And so I'm not, I want this, but it's got to be here. So the first guy I hire is not going to be this. No, maybe if you're lucky, but it doesn't matter. This is the system. So work the system.